Well, hello and welcome to the Cool JDM show, streaming live on Pacific Coast Auto.
But Abs,
what up?
Just how cool is it?
Man, so cool I describe it as frigid, cooler than a penguin soaking in an ice bath.
Damn, that's cool.
Yep, you're right about that. Cooler than the fawns, fixing an appliance with nothing more than a smack to the side of it. I'm talking cooler than cool, cooler than a February cannonball into a pool. So cool. Indeed, so cool that it's cold.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The Cool JDM show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cool JDM show. My name is Derek Weldon, and I am the host that is cool.
Yeah.
We also have Maximilian Scheffler on the side here. He is the sound guy and the producer of the show, who is also the host, co-host of the show.
Yeah, everything at once.
Semi-temporarily, because we currently do not have a co-host for the show, and I don't want to do it all by myself. And so, we beyond the Derek and the Max crew, we also have Grant in the background. Say what's up, Grant.
Fact checking from the backside.
Love it, Grant. And Grant today is going to do some complaining about things, and I am so there for it, because I've got further complaints about what Grant is going to complain about. So we'll see that in a second. So, 2-hour show, and we've got a number of things to go through. So let's go through the list right away. So this is going to be our part 2 of the wheel tier list, which we did 2 weeks ago, the part 1.
Yes.
And then now we're going to continue doing it because we actually ran out of time because there were so many fun and interesting things we wanted to say about the wheels.
Yeah.
Mostly you.
What?
You were like, oh, let's talk about wheels some more. Blah, 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 blah,
No,
blah,
it was
blah,
the chat. The chat wanted to talk more.
It is true. But you know wheels and Grant knows wheels better than I know
Yeah.
wheels. And so I feel like in that topic, I'm a little bit outside of my element.
You know what else is a hot topic today?
No?
Fresh haircut, Derek.
Are people in the chat talking about it? I wonder.
Yep.
He looks like Stifler. Okay, we're also going to be talking about auction cars coming up that you can buy, including a very cool JDM Rally Swift. Suzuki Swift, made up to look like a rally car.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to have Grant. The complaint topic is going to be about Forza Horizon, because Forza Horizon 6 is all over the news at the moment because it is in Japan. Wow. And people have been waiting for over a decade to get a Horizon in Japan. And so it is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
We also have an update on a $500,000 Ken Mary Skyline at auction last week.
Mm-hmm.
And then Google is fighting us. Which is semi-serious. It's not as bad as you think, but it is still bad. And so we could use your help about that. And then, of course, at the end of the show, we've got questions for you. And we'll try to leave a little bit more than 5 minutes this time.
Thank you.
Like we did the last time.
Thank
So if you do have questions, you can pop them in the chat anytime throughout the show. And then we will save those and answer them come the end of the show. If you are not watching live, you can, of course, do that in the comment section. And we pull the comments out for the next week's show, trying to give us some sort of continuity in the show. Like, you watched this one, you put a comment in, you're going to have to watch the next one. And this is how we build our audience. Isn't that right?
Explaining it like it is.
It is not like that at all. We have people who come back every week because they like the show, not because they want personal self-interest.
New Skyline teased. Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either.
But there's so many times where a new Skyline teased is actually just a magazine, makes up a render from AI, and then says, here's the new Skyline, and then it's a nothing burger. We have seen that so many times with the MR2 and the Toyota Celica.
And then it was a K-truck.
What?
That they're like, we're going to introduce
Oh,
a
yeah,
new
yeah.
rear-wheel drive
At the auto salon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a K-truck.
We've got this new mid-engined car coming out, and we'll reveal it for the first time at the auto salon, which is like Japan's SEMA, right? And everyone was licking their chops for getting ready, and it's like, surprise K-truck.
Such a letdown.
Weird, too, because Toyota doesn't usually do K-trucks. That's more Toyota's subdivision, Daihatsu, that does their K vehicles.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's go on to the wheel tier list. And before we start this, we're just going to quickly go over our current tier list here.
Yes, there it is.
And so we have S, A, B, C, D, E, F, and you can see how much we like those wheels. Now, we don't have the name of each one of those wheels next to them, so you're going to have to just guess.
Mm-hmm. Workmeister TE37 Nismo LM GT4. Mahle
No,
BBS Mahle. No, it's Mahle BBS.
I'm sorry. You're right. I just wanted to see what you would say if I said no.
BBS LM.
You said Mala first. I was expecting you to say BBS first.
RG. I don't know these too well.
RS.
BBS RS and the OZ Rally.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually pretty good. You should be hosting the show from now on because you're so good at wheels.
As soon as we go into the like old school memes wheels, I'm out. Like,
I'm kind of the same way.
work equipped, but I don't know the number.
Yeah.
5070R gram lights. Those are the BBS RG something, and
Yeah.
those are the OZ Allegerita. Now it's OZ Futuro Hayashi Racing CE28s, and I don't know what equips these are.
CR Kai?
No, those are CRK.
Oh.
Fear-
Okay, I'm not going to play this
Yeah.
game. We'll go into the first one. Where is it on the list where we
It
started?
is marked in red.
Okay, so we've got our next one, which is the Autostrada
Modena.
Modena, and let's actually see what this one looks like on a car, because it looks very kind of Euro, something you'd see on a BMW 5 Series. There it is in an R32 Skyline 4-door.
Mm-hmm. When I put these pictures up, I wasn't expecting this to be on a Skyline, honestly.
Yeah, they look like a wheel you find on a Euro car, maybe a
Yep.
Golf or something like that.
Yep.
I was trying to hit Japanese cars because although this is not a exclusive tier list for JDM wheels, it's wheels that are popular in Japan.
Yeah.
So there are Euro wheels that are popular here that you'll sometimes see
BBS.
on Japanese cars.
They do, since Mr. Gularu said they would look good on an F40. I feel like they are stock F40 wheels.
They almost look like an F40 wheel, don't they?
Yeah. Do you know anything about the technical specs about them?
Nope.
Cool. So
I actually don't know these wheels at all. Somebody else put them onto the list, not me.
Oops.
I've never even heard of the company Autostrada. And I've never heard the word Modena spoken ever in my life.
I think design-wise they look very cool.
I think it depends on the dish, and I don't like the curled lip on the end. I think it'd be nicer if it were a flat lip.
You don't see these very often.
I apparently don't see them at all. I've never heard of that company.
Yeah. So is this like a middle of the road? What would the chat say?
I think they look nice, but I think part of the love for wheels comes down to the history and how popular they are and things like that. And since I don't have that context, I can't really give a good position. I'll leave this one completely up to you.
I would give it a D.
It is.
Upper D tier.
There we go.
Okay. Next one, and this is
This is a wheel I'd never even heard of. Who put this one into the list?
me.
So where did you hear about this wheel?
It's like an internet meme thing.
Is it?
There's also there's a bunch of these like picturesque like wheels. You have a Volkswagen, I think Caddy has a bear wheel too, and it's like OEM options. And the Mazda one was one of the iconic ones that just two-spoke koala design.
Yeah, it certainly is cool. It says POW on it. Is this a wheel you could get for your POW?
Probably,
Like a Nissan POW?
but it's a Mazda wheel. It's a Mazda 121 like option wheel.
Oh, right, not a Nissan.
So I don't know why it would say POW. So the chat is absolutely going S tier, God tier. Make it
I
a
think
new
for the
tier.
uniqueness, yes. I think it's like probably a small wheel. These probably only come in 13s or 14s or something like that.
I believe they were 14s.
And I think that if you took the face of this wheel and then went to one of those companies that can rebarrel a wheel,
Do a deep dish.
yes, that would be absolutely intense. And that would be above S tier.
bet
It'd
you
break the ceiling of our tier list.
I bet there it is. I bet you someone did that.
See, it like the problem with the wheel is the size and the offset is very much not cool. But the design and the fact that it exists is cool. So I'd say S tier. For being that unique, lower S tier.
Okay, of course, deep dish, you don't find anything.
You do find pizza, though.
I'm hungry already. Okay, apparently there's no result yet, or my Google.
I struggled to
is not
find any
good.
pictures of that, too.
Okay, so upper S tier, maybe even above
I would
S.
say,
No, we
lower
have
S
one-
tier.
Say again?
I'd say lower S tier. Because there is room to improve it,
That is true.
I think.
Yep.
My coffee is so terrible today. I don't know what the heck happened. It's disgusting. But I'm still going to drink it. I'm so
Is it caffeinated?
yes.
Oh.
I'm so excited for the new version of our videos that we're posting up.
Mm-hmm.
For that part where I eat the old mints inside. I want to see the reaction on that.
And
Because
he did it-
we had to do that one twice, right?
Yeah.
So the first time I was humming and hawing, like, should I do this? And then after I ate it, I was like, okay, it's not so bad. But the second time when we had the microphone on, I was just like, oh, mints. And it's going to have a very different impression than the reality of it.
Yep. Just to fill you in, we shot a report and it came with mints in like
In the
center storage
console.
location or something. And Derek was just like, I'm gonna eat this. And me behind the camera, I was just like, is this a good idea? And then we did it twice.
The mints were not expired until 2027, which means that they're probably extremely new, which means edible. And you can't really dirty a mint inside a mint case.
That's
right?
true.
It's
Yeah.
like nobody's inserting something into your mint case to try to damage the mints.
No.
So I thought it was safe enough. Anyway, you guys can see when it comes onto the channel. Next wheels.
Porsche Fuchsfelgen.
Wait, they're what?
Porsche.
How do you pronounce it?
Fuchs.
Fuchs. Fuchs.
So it's the German name for the fox,
Oh.
but it's not like pronounced as an English speaker might think it would be pronounced.
I don't think anyone in the history that is not German actually pronounces that correctly. And
I think it's probably a bit harder for English speaking people to pronounce Fuchs.
Fuchs.
No, it's good.
Just say good.
No, it's good. And
I'm glad. Actually, I'm glad that you did that because when I saw it on the list, I was like, "Now, finally, I can find out how this is pronounced."
Yep.
I think we should drop them down a tier because they're so hard to pronounce.
Honestly, I think we should drop them down a little bit because they only look good on 911s, arguably 914s.
Yeah, you're right. The reason why I put this on here is, for one, the old school Porsche community in Japan seems to be quite large. Like the amount of old Porsches, like air-cooled Porsches you find is astonishing. And they kind of inspired a lot of wheel designs. If you look at them, see the VSKF in there? Do you know how the VFKFs look like? Okay. This guy
I see that they're both 5 spokes.
with the stepped
Spoke.
front design and then the black in
Okay.
there. So yeah, it's a very classic design made by Porsche. They are
Mhm.
famous. I would
think so.
give them B.
Yeah, I think fair enough.
But
B.
if,
I'm not going to
if we
argue with you on
consider
that one.
if we consider that they would only look good on a 911, maybe even C.
I don't know if that's true, but I was trying to think of a car that it might look good on, and you're going to have to be very careful with that. Those wheels come in a staggered setup for the Porsches, so that the rear ones are a bigger dish than the front ones.
True.
And then, like, what other cars are you going to do that on? They're also, like, fairly small.
Mm-hmm.
Still,
I-
like, the
I would-
16s or something, right?
15s and 16s.
I think you can get them in a few sizes.
Yeah. There are modern ones of these too that you can get. They don't look as classic, but they
Yeah, I don't
inspired a
like
lot
the-
of wheel designs.
I don't
think.
like the modern ones, honestly.
Hmm.
We have a picture of them on a car. Is it a 911?
Of course.
That one is the early 911s.
It's the G model, Targa.
But so these wheels are different from the picture that we found, though. 'Cause
There
these
are
ones aren't
multiple
dish.
different versions and designs with dish, with no dish, and it's like the classicest of the classicest wheels.
All right.
You know which word I learned on
Nope.
the weekend? Choicest.
Wait, choicest?
Yeah.
I haven't learned that word yet.
Extra choicest.
Yeah, it's a fake word.
No, it was
don't use
used. It was used in exporting tea from Japan. And
choices.
it's like the high
Yeah.
quality, yeah.
I know all about that. The tea expert, they try to make everything so much more fancy in the same way that they do with wine. It's like this one has hints of the choicest undersole of a shoe.
Yeah.
Like, really, guys? You're just trying to make more money. This is just tea.
Okay. Now we get to one that everyone knows. The RPF 1.
That's a wheel I know.
Yes.
That's a wheel that we had on several of our race cars, including the Lupo GTI. Wait, what cars did we put that on?
The Lupo. Definitely the Lupo. Did the Roadster have?
Was that the only one? I don't think.
We test fitted them on Roadster Mark II.
Correct, yeah, you're right.
We put them
Spoiler.
on the city for a little while, I think.
I don't think they fit on the city.
No, they
Tried
didn't.
to, but it didn't fit, yeah.
No fitty city. That was something you would have said. You're wearing off of me, Max. Okay, the RPF 1, people love them because they are generally affordable and quite lightweight for the price.
So
Popular for racing and
Good
for
cost-
Miatas.
good cost performance, good weight, all sizes that you want.
No, that last one is not correct.
Almost.
They're sizes for cars that are not widened. They are very conservative in the sizes for low offsets.
Mm-hmm.
Like the bottom that they go is like plus 14 or something crazy like that. They don't do any zeros or negatives.
There's a good point in the chat from BMX Kelowna. S Plus with the R phase, bottom of the list with the F phase. So this, I think, is the R phase where you have a flat face inset into the wheel, and then there's like one that is convex,
Oh.
which is the smaller offsets. So the 8Js come in that F phase, and then from the 8.5 or 9, I think they come in the R phase, which is this.
The R face certainly would look better with the extra
Absolutely.
lip. I'm a huge fan of wheels that have the face smaller than the outside of the wheel
Mhm.
by a decent amount.
Yep.
Like if you could knock the face down to like a 15 on a 17-inch wheel, like two sizes, I think that looks gorgeous.
Depends on the car, I would say.
To me, every car looks better with that.
Okay. So what argument are we making here? People hate these because everyone has them.
No, they're wrong. If the wheel is light and good at racing, it goes high.
S.
Even though it's not an S tier though. It's
No?
Now,
it's not
my
special enough.
money's on A. It's not
Yeah.
special, but
Okay.
lightweight, strong, incredible value for money. Like they've been the go-to grassroots race wheel worldwide for 20 years now.
Yeah.
And having light wheels performs better because now you are reducing your rotational weight and your unsprung weight, and this helps you with your suspension reacting quickly to the road, as well as your accel and decel because you're excelling and decelerating the weight.
Yeah.
So good to get the lightweight, and they are among, like, they must be the bottom 10% in weights,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in there.
And for the price too, it's.
Yeah,
I don't know how they
100,000
do it.
yen for a set of 4, 120,000
Yeah.
depending on the size.
I think A tier is fair.
Yep.
For that.
Next one, we got a lot of NKs. So the PF06.
Oh wait, we should show a picture. This is the PF06.
Nope, there's the
Oh,
NKs.
that is the F face.
Okay.
Ah, that looks so cool. Okay, I'm gonna start closing these.
Yeah, you got
because
too many tabs open.
It's starting to get confusing.
Hit the in-
PF06.
And let's look at a picture of the car first.
Yeah, I really like this one. The PF06 is a design that I think only released like 2 years ago. I wanted that for my Fit so freaking bad.
Yeah.
They look like they would look great on your Starlet that you had.
Also, yes.
Like a wheel that looks good in 15-inch.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how they look in like 17 or 18 inch, but I do like the design. I was considering them more often than I would think.
Yeah, I like them. I don't know about that decal on the single spoke.
Yeah.
The decals come separately, so you can apply them yourself, yes or no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not as iconic as the RPF1 though.
Maybe soon to be the replacement for the RPF one.
I was gonna say it's brand new, so it's not gonna have time to be as iconic. The thing about this though, it's in their the PF is their like
Performance?
higher weight cast street wheel line, so I don't think it's designed to replace the RPF one because it's not in their race series.
Grant, you are so smart.
I didn't know that, Grant. That was good.
Okay, so I think the design is good, and I think it'll be a good budget wheel for people. I think that it should definitely be B tier.
B?
Yeah.
What does the chat say? I feel like I'm saying, what does the fox say all the time? But I'm just saying chat. B? You said B? Lower B?
Yeah, lower B.
Okay. No reactions from the chat. PF09s.
So it's like a 9-spoke version of the previous wheel.
Mm-hmm. There it is on an S2000 with a wide body kit. I don't like that wide body kit.
Right? It's incredibly stupid. I think that's like wide body kits are usually pretty cool, but I consider that one to be a stupid version of a wide body kit.
I like the design of the wheel, but it looks so much like any other wheel with 10 spokes.
Yeah, I don't like curled, like concave style.
I do
For
like
wheels?
concave style, and this will be one big discussion when we come to a brand with the name A.
I'm sorry, concave is okay. Convex is what I don't like. This one's convex.
But this one is convex and concave. I would consider that to be like it comes out first and then goes in concave.
Right. It's hard for me to explain, but yeah, what I'm talking about is
It's just the spokes that...
a spoke that curls in that direction, but otherwise comes into the center. They're like some of the TE37s do that, and I don't like it.
Okay. Oh wait, I have top chat.
I would consider. I believe you're going to say higher, but I would say C tier for this.
No, I would also say C.
Okay, do it.
The chat here has just started to stop. Okay. I do like the chrome finish though. I think that's
You could get the chrome finish on several of the wheels, though, right?
Mhm.
Wow,
Sorry,
you got to
I'm-
move that really far.
Right. So what? I forgot which. C.
Yeah.
C. Okay, PF05s.
Which is the one that Mike has on his car?
Mike has PF01s.
Okay.
Do we have them? No,
Yeah,
we
we
don't
do.
have them. That's
think-
weak.
Hmm?
We
They're
don't
on the
have
list, PF01.
Okay, we don't have them here. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, we're not doing them then. Sorry, Mike.
PF05. I would say D tier. They are nice.
Yep.
Much nicer than your coffee, apparently. But
I can't believe how bad that is. Like, we've got the Nescafe little capsules. It
Mhm.
should be very consistent.
Hmm.
Like, you're only putting in a capsule in water. It's gross. It's like it's like only half the capsule got in there.
Oh. Weak.
Yeah, super weak. I think these are a good looking wheel.
The chat says Fat 5 spokes are hard to pull off. F tier, D tier.
Wow.
I go back and forth on these all the time because I like the idea of them, but I don't like that they are that flat. Look.
I'm going to agree with Hound Dog, upper C tier. I don't know why. It just seems right.
Okay. Upper C tier. You know what? I'm gonna
Our
make
C
it
tier is very busy.
make it or break it decision now. I'm gonna move all
Not
of
a
them.
bad decision. We've got a lot more fun wheels to come, actually. The level of fun wheels is going up now. So the
Okay.
PF01, which is apparently Mike's wheel, is not on the list.
Yep. Mike is gone, so he can't defend it.
I have a special story about the NK92.
Okay.
That was the first aftermarket wheel I ever had.
Oh.
I bought a 1972 Celica. No, 1978 Celica, pardon me.
Mm-hmm.
And it came with the original wheels on it with the chrome rings and the center caps. And then
Sweet.
it came with a set of these on the side. But because I was poor and I was 18 years old, I never actually put tires onto them and put them onto the car.
Oh.
So it was a red Celica 1978 with the gold wheels. I think it would have looked excellent. And it had the same amount of dish as this. And I thought, oh, what a great wheel. I'd get them included with the car, which I only paid $1,500 for. So heck of a deal for that car.
But then you don't have the money for the wheels. It's
No.
a shame.
I mean,
Yeah.
first car problems.
The 92s are super cool. I love that they're a retro revival. NK didn't make them for like 20 years, and then they came back. Another fun fact about these, the original version from the 80s was a USDM Toyota dealer option that you could get brand new on AW11s.
Oh,
Wow.
I really wanted a set for mine.
Those ones look like the revivals, right?
yeah.
Correct.
Because the dish looks a little bit different than the classic dish ones.
Correct.
I
And-
agree with the chat. B.
I have a personal spot in my heart for them, so I would say A.
Okay. Okay. I have nothing against that. I will. Do you think these would look good
Mine
on an
were
Altezza?
gold with the silver rim too. Oh, what a gorgeous wheel!
Do you think that gold silver lip would look good on an Altezza?
That
Too
wheel,
classic?
that wheel stops in 1980s. Stops looking good in cars in the 1980s.
GTC 01s. That is like the upper
Wait, that's
performance
not it.
line. That is the GTC 01.
That car that you showed,
Has the GTC 01s on it.
is it true?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll trust you.
There you go.
Hey, you're the wheel guy, not me. To me, that looks so different.
Yeah. I think
It's
it
like it's got a
depends on the
different amount of
size.
spokes or something. Yeah, that one's got 5 split spokes,
Oh, you're right.
and that one's a 6 split spoke. So,
Weird.
yeah, whoever picked the pictures of that didn't do a very good job.
They come in different versions though. Like you have this.
That's got a very sharp cut.
Yeah, so that's the GTC 01 RR, which is like the super race version.
Oh, I like super racing.
If you want to get an easy place to get photos of these, find any pictures of Mike's Legacy.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Ah, right.
I do like them style wise, but not.
They're middle of the road to me. C.
Yeah. Maybe even D.
Okay. Mike's not here to defend himself. Give him a D. I'm on my last sip. I'm so glad.
That sounds wrong. Okay.
Now I need to
NK
wash my mouth
Racing
out.
S. These were the ones we had on the city.
No.
No?
These
they
were-
look very similar, but they're not the same.
Yeah, City was 8 spokes. I believe they're Weds. These are what you would find on like every 180SX about 15 years ago.
And you always find them in extremely bad condition. It's like the wheels only lasted 7 years before they were done.
So where is the picture for that?
I like them a lot,
Honefit.
though. They're also pretty common on SW20s, and I think they look fantastic on them. High B.
Okay.
Oh, if Grant comes in with a recommendation, then we're just gonna honor that. High B tier. In the chat, they're talking about if we like bronze wheels or not.
I actually, when I moved to Japan, not the first car I wanted to have. The second car I wanted to have was an Altezza with bronze wheels on it.
Which color?
Which
the
color
Altezza?
of Altezza?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I wanted them to be like a 6-spoke split. Like a split 6-spoke.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know what kind of wheels that I wanted, but I just imagined them in my mind.
I think bronze looks good on white, red, black, but as soon as you go into like the gray color I have on my car, when you put bronze on it, the whole car to me starts to look dirty.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I can see it, though.
All right, we got 30 wheels to get through and 90 minutes left in the show.
Thank you, Grant.
Isn't this called the NTO3?
NYO3? NTO3? Maybe it's a typo.
Yeah, NT.
These are the wheels we have on our Lupo race car.
Yeah.
And they're fun because that extra ring gives you a place to grab onto when you're moving the wheels around.
Also true, yeah.
But they're probably hard to keep clean.
These aren't the one where one wheel decided to go off on an adventure by itself, was it?
No, that was
No.
the NK.
That was
RPF1.
RPF1, yeah.
These wheels have been nothing but good for us. They're heavier. So I did some research before we bought these, And these are a go-to race wheel for people who find the RPF 1 too fragile. So these ones are heavier, but at the same time a lot more robust.
So they don't bend as easy. Because
Or
I
crack.
guess extra structure around here.
I suppose so. And they're still fairly light, but like 1.5 kilograms heavier per wheel.
What would you say?
So they had these wheels in Gran Turismo 2, which is kind of my introduction to a lot of what I know about cars now. And you could change the wheels, but they were all just like a flat polygon. So a
Right,
lot of the wheels looked very similar to one another, but these ones always stood out because of that extra ring inside. So they were my go-to wheel in Gran Turismo. And for that reason, I think we should probably put them a little bit higher. I do very much like these wheels, but they're also very 90s.
Yeah.
Like a new car can't pull that. Like I got that picture of the S2000 and they actually look pretty good on that. But anything newer than that and it's starting to look pretty dated. And I suspect that they don't come in the big enough sizes for the modern cars either.
I think they do, but I think too that it's hard to pull off. So what?
I'll give it
tier
a low A.
low A.
Yeah.
Okay. Advan.
Oh, so these wheels, not on a car, look okay. But every time I see them on a car, I'm like, oh, those look really good. There's something about these wheels. There's that RS3 that parks by the station. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And when I come around the corner, I see that. I'm like, oh, that's so good. What are those wheels? There's something about them. And you know how I said I don't like the spokes like that? This is my exception.
Okay. It's from all of the Advans, there are wheels that are like more than the TC4. So
your
I'm
opinion.
having a hard time judging
Grant.
where to put this.
Hello.
TC4, what do you think?
High B.
Okay,
Yep. High B.
we agree.
High B. R6.
That's a sexy wheel. That's an odd fitment for that car. I don't like them on that. I like them there. I like them less in that picture that we found. I think it's a weird wheel for a GTR. It looks like something that you would want to have on a like a Type R Accord or something.
Maybe.
Something with less power than a GTR.
I feel like the higher horsepower car you have, the less deep dish you are allowed to have.
Really?
I think the best looking setup I have seen with these was on an ND Roadster. Boy, they were a nice fit.
Let's see. Yeah. Those are TC4s.
That's a 5-spoke.
So what is hard for me to judge is you have the R6 and then you have the RGD2.
Wait, those are the same wheel.
They are not.
Nah, they are.
Nope.
Put them next to each other.
No, they are.
No,
Like, I know they're
are
not, but they are.
But I'm saying it's how do you judge these
Why did we
two?
put both of these on the list? What a friggin' waste of time that is. What's the difference between them?
The R6s have the bend in the spokes later, and the RGD2 have a round bend that is more suited for big calipers.
Fair enough, but then call it the GTC01 and the GDC01 or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
put them in the same family.
Yeah.
If they're only a spoke that bends a little bit later. Okay. I'm mad at
RGD2?
these ones now.
Hmm?
Hold on. One of the wheels is made by Advan and one's made
No.
by NK.
No. I just moved this from up here. So it's an R6
Oh, I see.
RGD2.
Yeah, Advan, you screwed up here. These wheels are going to go in D tier. I didn't like them on the GTR. They probably look stupid on other cars, and you make
R6
too many wheels that look similar.
D tier.
Actually, do it a little bit more seriously. I don't want to be accused of messing up everything because I'm mad.
No. I agree. RGD2 is my favorite wheel of all time. I want to have one so bad.
Okay. Then
Cool.
that goes higher than the copycat of it.
Yeah.
Okay, then put it higher.
C tier.
Wait, your favorite wheel of all time, you're going to put C tier.
A.
Okay, I'll let you this time.
And then we have the Advan GT, which are kind of like TC4s, but more angled.
Okay, well, I'm not going to talk about these.
I don't
Everyone,
like
feel
them.
free to click away from the video now. We've gotten to the point of the video where we're talking about the same wheel over and over again. This is like Groundhog Day wheel version.
RC2. 3. E tier.
You think E tier?
Yeah.
I agree. Don't
To
like.
me, it has a little bit of a Sparco rally wheel kind of look. Early 90s
Yeah.
rally wheel.
That's why I dislike it.
You don't like rally wheels?
I don't like Sparko wheels. What do you say?
What did you give it?
E.
I think E is too low for that. Let's see what else is in E. Nope, it fits right in. Put it in E.
Basic, yep. Okay, now the stuff that you like.
I can relax now.
All right, A3A's S tier. There is no debate on this.
So, I've got an issue with 3-spoke wheels. I think they are the worst number of spokes to put on any wheel ever. But the one exception is the A3As. I think that they are just so classy and such historic value, and they're a wheel that looks great on 70s cars, and I love 70s cars, and it's pretty common here. You can get them fairly easily. You do have to restore them. I think Advan made a remake of these too.
There are I don't know if it's a remake, but you have the SA3R.
Ooh, bad. That's what I'm talking about with the bad 3 spokes.
Yeah, there's an A86 in our area that rolls around pretty often that's on A3As in red like that with the polished lip, and it is just perfect.
High S tier.
I love.
Advan BRX.
Now, I didn't know about this wheel until recently, but as far as 70s wheels go, this one encapsulates everything that I love. I love that it's a multi-piece. I love that they are very wide dishes. I love the center caps with the pop out like an OEM wheel has, and I like the size. And then the two-tone, kind of like it's symmetrical, but it's like very much not what you would expect from this kind of wheel that doesn't really have too many vents on it.
It looks more like an art piece than a wheel.
I want art pieces on my car.
Right?
I don't think I found any pictures of this wheel on a car because they are incredibly rare. They were, honestly, like everyone got the Advan A3As back in the day and nobody got these. And so they just didn't survive.
Yeah. So chat says these are S tier 2.
These are S tier for me. I would love to have a set on my city.
Advan BRX. Do you think Subaru will make a BRX? As a
Sort of like how Honda made a CRX and a CRZ.
SA3R.
So what does our tier list go down to at the bottom? It goes down to like D. Oh, I found a picture of them on an Altezza.
So
I found this one. I put the.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's exactly one car that these look good on, and that is I think it's like 2003 D1 GP S15, the red and yellow one.
Because the car is so crazy otherwise that you're not looking at the wheels.
Not a fan in general, though.
I think this wheel is kind of like the Verosa of wheels. People buy them not because they look good, but
Because it's fun to have ugly things on your car.
yeah.
No, some people like the 3 spokes. But I just can't.
I don't mind them. It's not like I see the wheel and I'm like, ugh, why would you?
Yeah, I think Hound Dog had a good comment. They're way too distracting and not in a good way. Like, if you put that on any car, that will become the thing people focus on.
Yeah.
And so unless you're rocking them as like an FU kind of wheel, like like people put truck nuts on their truck to be like FU, right? To me, it's kind of like that.
Yeah. So F tier then?
Yeah. We don't have enough in the F tier.
Okay, AME Windmühle.
My city wheels, I see.
So, are we playing by Top Gear rules, where if one of us owns it, it's instantly uncool?
Oh, I don't know.
Perfect, Grant. Thank you.
Is there a picture of the back of them where you can see the aero vanes that help direct air into the vents?
Yes, because we showed it before. There it is.
I will keep quiet on this. I want to know what you guys think.
I think they are incredibly cool.
Also, I totally agree with the comment. They are stock C4 Corvette wheels.
that is kind
I
of true.
think the Corvette ones also have the vanes in the back to allow the air to come out, because in the 80s that's what they thought actually did something, but it doesn't. Yeah, I didn't know about these wheels until I bought my City and it had them on them, and I think that they look so very good on that car. And I very much love turbofan wheels. Again, even though they don't do anything, it's still the idea that like we're going to optimize every point of the car and we will pull the air from the inside of the wheel out so your brakes have better cooling. Like, it's not real, but it's still so cool.
So I put them in S. Lower S? Is lower S fine?
I'll take that. I don't want to bias it.
AME 781s.
These ones are a little weird because they actually have two names. Like Toyo Tech or Tech something.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't really find like any of them in the classic version, and then Fat Lace makes a new version of them, right?
Yeah.
And AME still makes them, but they're like a Fat Lace wheel like the one that I found here. I think they look much better as a multi-spoke classic wheel than a one-piece cheap wheel that you can get. So I don't like that one, but I like the classic ones.
Classic ones, yeah.
I'd like to know what chat thinks about this.
S tier. S.
Like smaller face with the little rivets in it and not too many rivets, I think is a really cool look.
And the rivets line up with the
Spokes.
Spokes, in air quotes.
I wonder if the wheel actually has problems falling apart because it's only being attached by 8 points.
But if it's a 70s wheel, maybe...
And they're smaller too, so smaller circumference of tires.
Yeah. Like a manga artist would draw the thing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So would you also say S tier then?
For the classic one, I would say A tier. But every classic wheel on this list is going to get A tier. Because they don't... The only reason we would put them on this list of their classic wheel is because they were good enough to be remembered.
Mm-hmm.
So almost all the classic ones are just going to be high tier.
AME Schallen Star, which look a lot like the...
Something you would see on a Mini,
Modena?
on one of those new Minis.
Oh, yeah.
Or a Volkswagen Beetle. Someone would be like, I put these on my Beetle and they're pink. Or a Nissan Cube.
This just looks exactly like those Auto Stradas. Like, just
Right?
put it together with that.
Yeah, where did we put the autos? To me, it's a worse version of them.
Yeah. Where's the Autostrada? By Panasonic.
A joke literally nobody's going to get.
Next one, we're gonna move. AME Schallen Mesh. Classic mesh wheel, but with a modern twist.
I don't like them. Even though they're on a BB there. Actually, they do look good on the BB. But they look very much like a wheel whose purpose is looking good rather than performing good.
Yeah.
It's like it probably weighs 5 kilograms more than the sports mesh wheels.
I agree with the chat. D tier.
Yeah, it's bad.
D tier. There we go. SSR Formula Mesh.
Oh, are we already on the SSRs?
Yes.
SSR Formula Mesh needs to be S tier.
These are a classic.
Yeah,
Yes.
Especially in Japan, you see them everywhere. They are
Yes.
so ubiquitous. You can still get them in all sorts of sizes, and they come in like 13-inch wide, if you want them that wide. And plenty of my favorite cars you can see rocking something like this.
These in
And-
common sizes for the A86. I saw one that had 1 inch up from stock on the SSR meshes, and it looked so good.
On an
15 inch,
8.6.
14 inch, 50, I think 15 inch
Yeah.
SSR meshes on an 86. Oh,
Yeah, 15s on these is perfect. 86s, S30Zs, like FCs,
That's
180s.
the modern version of them too, so it's no good. I just picked it because, DR30, gotta pick it. I will say, though, that the classic versions of these, some of them have provisions for a turbofan cover.
Ooh.
So they were a wheel that could come factory with turbofans.
Nice. Okay, SSR Type C.
Also, petition for S tier. I adore these.
These are very good.
These are the wheels on our yellow BB.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually look better in real life than in this picture. Because that one there's like a 15 or something.
Even as a 15, they look good. Oh,
These-
Gregor says C.
These wheels are lighter than the TE37 or the CE28.
It's one of the lightest wheels you can get, right?
They are the wheels that Keisuke wears on his RX-7 in Initial D.
Yep.
but only after the wide body conversion.
And then he goes to a different wheel afterward, I think, too.
Does he?
This is his final wheel. I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, it's after they convert the car to the Amemiya wide body kit.
Do we have a picture of them on a car?
I would think so.
And so they're common on racetracks, and for good reason, because they're so light. And I think that they look good too. The spokes are smaller than the T37s, which gives them a little bit of a unique look.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I see them, I'm like, same as me.
Whenever I see them, I'm like, this guy knows.
Right.
This guy knows. And also he has money.
Yeah, they're not cheap anymore. SSR should really redo these.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're rushing through SSR Formula Aero Mesh.
Okay, so there's two versions of this, and there's one that has a little 5-spoke plate in the middle, and I think it's a really cool wheel, but I don't think I've ever seen it on a car that actually looks good.
I don't like them.
Okay, so here's the other one that I was talking about,
yeah.
with the different faces. I should love them because small face inside a little mesh and then the lip, right? It totally seems like it's up my alley, but I've never seen them on a car that I thought that's actually a good look.
I remember when they released them and the internet was like, oh wow, that's different. But that's all that stayed.
We don't hear about them too much anymore either.
Yeah.
Greg says they're very busy, which is true.
I would probably put them D tier.
Yeah, I'd put them in D2, which is a shame. I want unique wheels to make a comeback. Because it seemed like in the 70s, all the wheels looked so different from one another.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays, it's all like, okay, we have our 5-spoke and our 6-spoke. Which one do you want?
SSR Professor SP1.
We'll put these with the Workmeisters.
Yeah.
Because they're the same wheel.
Are they the actually same
No,
wheel?
they're very similar.
It is in S tier.
Let's look at them up close.
I kind of like the swoopiness of the Meisters more than the SSRs.
Okay, put the Meisters on up and put the SSRs down.
There we go.
Yeah, sexy wheels.
Sexy wheels. SSR Mark 1s.
I have a little bit of a bone to pick with these wheels. They come out of the factory not looking good.
Oh.
Like they have like, I shouldn't say this because it's being a little bit mean, but the finish on them just doesn't look professional grade. You would think you would have like a flat surface. It should be like mirror
Shiny.
quality. But because it's a mirror, it shows any imperfections bigger. Same problem I have with Watanabe's. The factory finish isn't that good.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, they're very popular and they tend to be fairly expensive, and the people who like them really like them. They look good on sunny trucks and a lot of other 70s things.
I often wonder what kind of statement you'd make with putting these on. Is it the minimalist wheel?
They were just like a classic race wheel.
Hmm.
And I think, I don't know if this is true, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think at the time that like racing was just starting to become popular in Japan in like 60s and early 70s and stuff like that, having wheels that were the size that you needed was pretty hard to do, and these ones could be modified to be whatever size that you needed by rebarreling. So it's just like get whatever face that you can and then put them in a barrel.
They're also quite similar to some vintage American drag racing wheels from like the late 50s, mid 60s. So there may be a bit of a style homage knockoffery in that. I don't know.
I'm looking at what chat says. I feel like
S or E.
they should be somewhere around B.
Yeah. I agree.
That's my
That's
lowest
the
classic
middle,
wheel.
the middle ground. Mark IIs.
Which we had on our Roadster.
Right.
The Mark
It
II
came
R,
with, yeah.
which is slightly different from the Mark II.
Mm-hmm.
These ones, again, very popular wheels. Oh,
Ah, wow. That is very minimalist. Yep. Mark II. Oh.
on an 8.6. Oh, and a North American version, too. You know?
So cool.
Yeah.
This and the Tom's Igera are...
Oh, I think this is worse than the Toms.
worse? No,
Yeah.
SSR Mark IIs are great.
Also,
They're great,
the
yes,
SSR
but I
Mark-
think the Igettas are better.
I think so too, but we're also Toyota boys. The Mark IIs come in a whole bunch of interface colors. Like they come in black interface or red, or I've seen them in a lot of other colors like orange and yellow, but I don't know if they come from factory like that. And I think it's a nice way to add a little bit of flavor to your car while not giving it too much color because the faces are small.
If they're colored,
I'm going to say A tier.
A tier. Do we want to do that together with the Mark IIIs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd put those together.
Experience, they're kind of the same wheel.
Yeah.
Kind of the same wheel, but they are not. A tier.
Yeah.
Swoop. Imagine we would invite everyone in the chat
Wheels
into
getting
this
small.
board. Like there would be 1,000 little cursors floating around, messing things up.
And now I'll move this over here. It would be all sorts of fun, actually.
SSR Longchamp XR4. S?
Straight to S.
These
Wait
were
a second. That was my car that you just...
That's correct. I just closed it.
I find a lot of S13s with the classic wheels. This is the third time
Yeah.
that we've got an S13. It's kind of weird. Like, it's not the correct era.
I
But
think
it
these are
does
also an iconic 8.6 wheel.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have S. You know
Yep.
what? We should have really just
I'll give this one S.
get some middle of the road wheels just to fill the F tier.
Stock wheels from
we plucked the iconic wheels and then we were all like, yes, this is S. This is A. This is S.
I mean, do you blame us? We're doing a
No.
wheel tier list,
No.
and we're going to pick
Oh,
all the best
I got an
ones.
F tier.
The Monte Carlos,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to F tier that.
Flat face, multi-spoke. Don't
You know
like.
what wheel these come on?
Yep, I know. Still.
I'm not going to let you do that.
I'm kind of on Max's team for this one. I would put him pretty low.
How low?
Like D.
Okay.
These are going A tier.
So we are meeting in the middle.
Nope, we're doing A tier for these ones. These wheels have history,
Mm-hmm.
race history. They come on one of the most iconic cars, and they are the epitome of a rally wheel.
And they're still ugly.
Doesn't matter.
We're measuring things with two measuring sticks here. Sometimes we don't know the specifics or the history, and we just go off of the looks. And now we know the history of a wheel that doesn't look good.
I think it looks great. We have also exported a ton of those Lancia Deltas back in the day when they were cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And every time that we would see them with either the silver or the white versions of those wheels, I was like, oh, yes.
So do you want to do an executive decision on the wheels? Or do
Yep,
you want
sorry,
to...
guys. I put the Monte Carlos into the list because y'all assholes forgot about it.
A was your
Yeah.
Watanabe.
This one's going to start a fight. Grant.
C.
Max.
C. Yeah, C. C is good. Derek.
A. And I'll meet in the middle for this one so we can go B. And
Why?
I think it
Okay.
I think it matters very much on which version of the Watanabes you get.
Mm-hmm.
There are some of them that are incredibly ugly. The ones that have the chrome face, multi-spoke ones, are terrible.
These look good on just every single classic car.
Yeah, I think
That
they're
is
just
true.
very generic. Like, they look good, but I never get excited like, ooh, a car with Watanabes on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Every time I go drive the white BB, I'm like, oh, Watanabe's on it. They're a wheel that says something.
It's the artisan wheel. Like, they manufacture this by hand with cast stuff.
With like a chisel and a hammer.
Yeah,
right.
which makes them look very dated from like a quality standpoint, but
I love them. I think they look good on many cars.
I mean, like, I own a set of fake ones, and, like, they're fine.
Yeah, well, maybe you got the fake ones, and that's why you think that way. Maybe
So
if you had the
what-
real
what-
ones, the panache would come through.
Nah.
the chat is either on S or D.
Wow.
So very
Like I said, we're going to start fights with
Yep.
this one.
Yep. So what is it going to be?
I think we're settling in B, yeah, in the
Yep.
middle.
Yep, it's in the middle. No, Mr. Galuru like a second.
Yeah,
No
unfortunately, Mr.
executive
Gularu,
decisions
even
for
though
you.
you're number one chat, you still don't get executive decisions.
Techno Racing Yayoi. This is more like a fun.
This is the Sakura one.
It's amusing, but I'm still gonna say B tier.
Fair enough. I could
Yeah.
go B on this.
SS tier if they were pink.
They're almost always pink. Maybe the car picture that I got them on has a pink one.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Ah, cool. Oh, I got them on a Celica, but didn't show the Celica. It's a weird thing to do.
So, B? What was it? C?
We said B for this one, and I think B is fair. Lower B.
Lower B. Gonna start putting things
Hold
in
on,
here.
Watanabe is... that's A tier.
That is A tier,
Yeah,
you're
you need
right.
to go down.
Sorry. B works. Okay. Then we have the Mugen MF10.
The Mugen people love these.
They are so much money.
We bought them for not too expensive.
They are a
little while
painful
ago.
amount of money.
At what year did you buy them for not a lot of money?
2014 or so. We had a customer buy an Integra Type R DC2, and he bought a spoon hood, spoon front lip, and the MF8 wheels, which are an 8-spoke version of these. And then he had us install all of them. And I was like, this is so sexy. I did like a photo shoot with them, like in a container yard. And to this day, they're some of my favorite pictures I took of a car. The bronze wheel was so hot when these came out.
Yeah.
And they're extremely lightweight.
Mega lightweight.
Yeah.
15 inch?
I wouldn't be surprised if Raze makes them. They look very much like a Raze wheel.
The finish, especially. So, A?
At least B, if not A.
I would say A. Give some love
I'm
to
okay with A.
Mugen.
They look very nice on a DC5.
They're a wheel you can only put on a Honda, though.
Also true.
I think there was one.
You better get rid of that Delta before you poo your
I
pants.
don't have these in the tier list.
Oh,
There were no mention of it on the. It was just random. Mugen Wheels 2, right?
yeah, the CF48, I think they're called.
Yeah.
And these ones also came with aero covers if you wanted. Optional aero covers.
I think they look pretty good with the covers. Without them, they make me feel unwell.
Yeah. I don't like these wheels, even though they are a very classic Mugen wheel.
So, which tier are you going to put them in?
I would put them down in E even.
Okay. E.
I'm sorry, Honda.
Tom's,
These ones, on the other hand, so these have been re-released, and all the pictures
Yes.
I could find were of the new version. So I didn't find a good picture of the old version, but these are common racing wheels for Toyotas from the 1970s through 80s.
one of the only 4 spokes I like.
Me too. 4 spokes usually kind of suck, except for the Mark IIs, because this face is small enough.
Are these S tier though?
Nope, I wouldn't say so. Grant might say differently.
No, I would say A.
Okay.
A? A. Dum, 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 dum. There we go. Okay. These are my wheels in a different color than what I have. They were on the list, so I was...
Those were also the new ones.
Yeah. And then I don't have a picture for this because I couldn't find one and I didn't want to show my car again. You can't find any pictures of these in the internet. They come in different sizes. People use them on
Why do you
minis
think
and-
that you can't find pictures of them? Are
wanted
people
to
who
find
have those wheels not proud of them?
I wanted to find a picture that sells them really well. But I didn't. These are forged 2-piece, by the way, so they're quite light.
Sell us on your wheels, Max.
No, it's a good wheel, but it's nothing I would go out.
I
hunt
think
for.
they look good on your car and look better on your car than that picture makes them look like. I especially like how you've color matched yours to the paint color. Like you didn't paint them, but they
came that way.
in a
yeah.
color that's similar to your paint color.
Yeah. I don't have pictures that I can pull up quickly, but
I don't
Yeah.
really have a an opinion. To me, it just looks like a regular.
I'm completely
Japanese
fine with
wheel.
C. I would like to have different wheels, but these were like $120 at Up Garage, so I was like, okay, Forge wheels,
That's cheap,
$120. Okay, let's go.
Wow.
So if anyone is fine with C, I'm fine with C.
Yeah.
So,
Jacob's wheels.
the Pia
Formerly
Jewel
Jacob's
Hans.
Wheels.
No, he still owns that car.
Oh, yeah, fair.
I saw it the other day in our lot, and the silver finish on ours is peeling off now, which it wasn't when I gave those wheels to Jacob.
Oh, so he's gonna pay a usage fine, like a no.
Yeah, and
Moving
depending on the
out
tier
fee.
that we give it today too. So like if it's S tier, he's got to pay a lot.
So we talked about this before the show. These need to be here.
Did we talk about that,
We
or
did
did you
talk.
just decide?
It's
You're
a mix.
doing the
It's a mix of
executive
the
decision
two
now?
of them. I think these are incredibly funny. And what do they say on the side? Like
Love, peace, heart, and smile, or something like that.
This could become the PCA meme wheel.
I think these wheels, like the Sakuras, would look so much better if they had some dish and they were on fitments that were more aggressive.
Yeah.
This is like basically like a K car wheel.
I would leave them up there just for the joke.
Okay.
And then we go into the hot boy wheels. Blitz Techno Speed Z1s.
Is that a real thing?
Yep.
And it's a hot boy wheel?
Yep.
See.
Yeah.
I don't I
Yeah,
don't I don't
see.
like a flat rim very much at all, and especially when the spokes come up. Like the
little
face
bit,
of it
mhm.
comes up on the spoke.
C. Okay, and now we're going into the last ones. The Blitz 03s.
Are these like Fast and Furious wheels? Are they on any of the
I
cars?
don't know what's
They kind
the
of look like that.
I don't know what the story is with these wheels because they are crazy expensive.
Like how much?
Wasn't it like one of them $5,000 or something? At least?
I don't know.
And it's Adam LZ made them popular, and then everyone started to hoard them,
Really?
and now it's like a investment basically. Is it 1,000,000 yen per wheel or for a set? And I guess it depends
Why
on
do
the
people
offset.
pay so much? Just because
I
Adam
don't know.
LZ likes them?
Rare, JDM, out of print, not produced anymore. It's like the VSKF.
Which I also don't like that much.
Yeah. It's
To me, they should go together with that wheel. They're in
With
the
the
exact same
VFKFs?
category.
I agree.
I like how you called these ones the hot boy wheel because they look like, to me, like a wheel that somebody puts on their car when they are not actually a car enthusiast, but they want to LARP as one.
I love that you start using the word LARPing. Okay, and then the last one of our list, the Impul Hoshino G5.
You know what? These ones look a lot like those AMC ones.
AME.
AME, pardon me.
A little bit, yeah.
So these ones are, the wheels were kind of the beginning of the Impul brand because he made racing parts for the Nissan race team. And so these wheels were on the
Did I find a picture for
the
this?
Skylines. The
And
R30 Skylines when they went
the
racing.
S110 Sylvia, I think.
Oh yeah.
They're on one of the Super Silhouette Sylvias, I believe.
There you
Let's
go.
see. Yeah, they are. Yeah, that looks good.
Those wheels, I would love to just have those wheels. The rear ones are so crazy.
There was like an audio interference. Okay, last wheel. Where would we put them?
4-spoke, not so hot on, but racing history and classic.
Greco said it. B because of race car.
Yeah, B. I was thinking B or A. I'm leaning on B a little bit though.
Okay, let's do B. And there you have it.
That's our tier list. You can screen cap that, and anytime that you want to buy wheels, you can reference our chart to see if they're actually cool or not.
So you can say this wheel, PCA Steph likes them, or you can get something that is F tier, and then
You know what we should do is we should make a poster of this, and then like if anyone buys a car, they get a free poster.
with when they buy a car with any of the wheels on them.
No, just when they buy a car. Here, have a free poster. It'll be one of those like inside the Nintendo box posters that's folded, so that when you open it up and you post it on, it'll have all the lines through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what do you guys think of our tier list? It's quite the extensive
Now that
thing.
we have
We spent.
presented this. Did we do a good job, or did we not do a good job?
He spoke freely, didn't look at the notes very often, and prepared a PowerPoint presentation. You know, at school when you start doing presentations, the first feedback people give you is he spoke freely,
Oh,
and it's
I get it.
thing. Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's go to the next section while we still have people watching. The next section is cars that are at auction right now that you can buy. These ones have been hand-picked by Grant, as always, and Grant has a little bit to say about all of them. And I got to say, your first one here made me so happy. I think it is such a cool car, and it has such a disappointing feature on this car.
Grant, wait.
First off, look at it. Isn't it cool? It's a little rally car.
And
Like-
Grant, you drive this generation of Swift in this color.
I do, yes.
So it's kind of your house.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great little car. They handle fantastic. The engine's great. It's not fast, but it's plenty. And this one has a bunch of rally lights on the front and a
And
cool
wide fenders.
Yeah, just all
Yep.
sorts of funky looking stuff.
And the wing you should
Downside,
have.
it is an automatic. The
Ah.
seller did not write that on the sheet. And they've changed the shift knob to not look like an automatic.
Right? This is the biggest, like, trying to trick people ever.
Oh, that's gross.
The seller didn't say whether it's an automatic or a manual, and then on the auction sheet, like they're supposed to, right? And then the interior picture, if you take a look, it looks like a manual shifter. Like it doesn't have the stock shifter in there. Sure, like it probably wasn't the seller that changed that, but it still sucks that they didn't write. We had to run the chassis number to
That
find
is
out.
Weird, yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
it's a bummer, but
that's
still
very-
looks cool.
yeah.
And your hood's not going to blow off at highway speeds. It's got 4 clips on it.
Also true.
You need that with the air resistance of those lights.
I like how like these front clips, there's no way your hood is opening if you've got those on your car. But they've got a fallback for clips further back that probably don't actually do anything.
I don't think you
It
should
makes
latch-
me think the hood is probably FRP or something, and the factory latch might not work anymore.
But I don't think you should latch your hood to a plastic front bumper.
As I have found last week, that bumper is attached extremely well.
Oh.
I think latching it is fine like that.
What does the sheet say? Grade 4, C?
Yeah, the seller doesn't say
Yeah,
anything
no,
about the comments. He's
Nope.
just like, here's a Suzuki Swift.
Yeah,
Nothing about the lights, nothing about the body kit, rear
seller
wing.
does not care. They just want this thing gone.
70,000 kilometers on it.
How much do you think this is sell for, Grant?
Hard to say.
Because the autos are worth almost nothing, right?
Yeah, mileage is pretty low. Condition's pretty good.
Condition like the. It
Okay,
says
so
roof modified.
It sold last week for 407,000 yen,
407.
which is pretty high for
That's
a
very high
Swift.
for an
I'm
auto.
guessing it's for the mileage.
I'm guessing it's because someone thought it looked cool.
It may be.
And then they got
Also,
it.
that roof modified is going to be the installation of the roof scoop.
I think they just glued a roof scoop on.
Very possible. Yeah.
I don't think it's a real one.
Yeah. Very possible.
Same thing with the vents. I think those vents on the hood, they're
Stick
just
on.
glued on, no holes underneath.
Look,
Could be.
they're the wrong way around.
Yeah. No, this is an intake for your HVAC. Got to make sure you got that ram air for your heater.
Yeah. But hey, it looks cool.
The rally wheels. That's cool.
I enjoy the over fenders. Like, very functional looking.
And the mud flaps.
Mm-hmm.
And the rear has a diffuser. Let's take a look at that. Maybe not so much
No,
for a diffuser.
no.
Some weird little spoiler.
It's
that
got a
they put on
weird
the bottom.
spoilery thing.
The top spoiler though.
Not a good looking spoiler,
No. not
From the
really.
back it doesn't look good. From the front it looked kind of nice.
but it fits the car. The
Yeah.
rest of the car is
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
garish, very in your
They've-
face.
They've tried to make it look like one of the junior WRC cars. They've succeeded in some ways. not so much in others.
Okay, if you buy this car, we're going to go rallying with you.
We absolutely will
with it.
do.
Yeah.
Like we'll go to some dirt and do some donuts if you allow us to do it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, next one.
Oh. A BMW.
Yeah, this one's just cool because it's a really good condition manual M3.
I don't trust the previous owner.
Nah,
You
fair.
put those wheels on that height on a BMW M3, and then you have judgment issues, which means you probably haven't done the maintenance, or you probably smoked inside.
I don't know. I think the wheels look pretty good.
It is a very classic look for that generation of BMWs, even
For
in
people
Germany.
who deal drugs, it is. You don't lower your BMW M3 meant to handle good.
This is.
I would
isn't
like
this
to
the
modify
V10?
it to handle worse than the reason I bought this car.
I think
It's
this
a judgment issue.
this M3 is not about handling. I don't believe. That is the
No.
V10 version of it, right?
No,
This
V8.
is a V8.
V8.
There is no
Uh-huh.
V10 for the 3. And
hey.
they do handle very good.
Manual ITB V8. It's got coilovers. It's got a Remus exhaust on it. It's got a carbon roof.
And I don't trust the seller.
Yeah.
I don't trust the previous owner.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise
I like
condition looks good. It can be lifted up. And who knows, maybe you buy it and you are in luck that it hasn't been
Also,
abused.
like, it could have Ohlins or KWs or something really good on it. You don't know.
It probably has one of those two, actually.
That's about your only options in Japan.
For these.
Maybe
yeah.
RSR?
Aragosta.
Yeah.
What's up with the black roof?
Carbon.
On all of them?
That I don't know, but this one has a carbon roof.
On the CSL of the previous generation, that was the only version that got the carbon one. And I know they continued the carbon roof, but I didn't know if it was a special model or not.
I do not know. Only what the sheet tells me.
That's cool. Carbon roof.
Yep.
Next one.
Next one. This one's just weird, and I find it funny. So this is a Ford Frida, but it is a... I don't even know what you call it. It's not really a captive import because it's a Japanese car.
It's a
but
badge engineered.
yeah, it's a Mazda sold as a Ford, but only in Japan.
I think it might be in other countries too.
Maybe.
Not in
but
North America, though.
Also, I mean, manual, diesel, four-wheel drive minivan. That's kind of neat.
That is kind of neat, yeah. That decal down the side adds 15 horsepower.
I
yeah.
love
So it's
body
weird
decals.
and interesting. And
Condition.
I think it would be very funny to buy this, have it in the U.S., and confuse the bejesus out of people as to what Ford this is.
How does it look like on the inside?
And
Oh, yeah,
yes,
the big
it's
center
a,
console
It's a
looks-
rebadged bongo friendly. Yeah.
Grant, I just got a message from Jacob, and he says he's having trouble getting the spare tire out of a camper. It's one of the ones that installs below the car.
Okay.
Do you know how those work?
Not a clue.
Okay, can you work with him and try to find out on the internet how to do it? Because I can't
Okay.
give him advice.
Can you tell him to message me because I don't know what's going on?
I just did. Yeah, he messaged me online. Yeah, these are exactly like the Mazda ones, and the Mazda ones are good. So, good vans. They come with diesel or gasoline. Did you guys already talk about that?
He said it's a diesel. This one.
These ones are funny because the diesel and the gasoline are both the same engine size. So usually you're like, oh, a Delica with a 2800 is the diesel, and the Delica with the 3000 is the gasoline. But this one's the same size for both. So it can be confusing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, these were the car picks for
What
this
kind of
week.
video would we do if we bought this?
I don't even know.
We gotta think of something funny.
Can we do something like Ford?
Yeah, it has to be something like that. Like,
The bootleg version of Ford. I can't do the accent, I'm sorry.
it was a nice try though.
Yeah.
Okay, on to this week at PCA, which is our next segment. We've got another. How much longer do we have? Another 40 minutes?
40 minutes.
We've got time. This is great. Okay. Because we were going through very quickly with the wheel tier list.
Yeah, that was good.
So, I don't have this on the list. I just got to talk about it very briefly. There is a new video from Mighty Car Mods, and it is a Honda City Turbo versus their March Super Turbo. They did like drag races and braking tests and slalom and stuff. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it because it is all sorts of fun and is absolutely right up my alley. I actually learned something from Mighty Car Mods about this. I didn't know that the Honda City Turbo has a scramble boost mode.
What is a scramble boost?
If the engine temperature is low enough, it allows you to overboost for a short amount of time.
Does it have a button for that?
No, it's just automatic.
Oh.
And
So
I
when your
didn't know
car
that.
is cold, you can mangle the engine.
I mean, if it's not close to overheating or something like that.
Okay.
I also didn't know that it has 5 fuel injectors. I learned these things from Mighty Car Mods. You can too.
Isn't the extra one for cold start?
I don't know. The way they explained it in the video was that they didn't really understand how to make fuel cut as effective as it is now because the computers are much more modern.
Mm-hmm.
And so at that time, they were like, well, we need more fuel. So they put an injector in before the throttle body.
Oh, not in the intake manifold,
Which is fun because that's what, that car was a carbureted car before it turned into the Honda City Turbo with fuel injected, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then carbureted cars, the throttle body is together with the fuel. So it's in the
Right.
same location, and
Yeah.
then it splits into 4 to go into your 4 cylinders.
Yeah,
So I wonder if they put that in because they're like, we don't really get this fuel injection yet. So let's just put in another fuel injector and see what happens.
I believe it is. It's a cold start injector, which is super common for 70s, 80s, early EFI cars.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah.
Anyway, watch that video because it's extremely fun to watch. And then hopefully one day you're going to get a PCA City video,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, next thing we will talk about Forza Horizon 6. Now this game doesn't come out until May 15th, and it has everyone on the internet talking about it because it's a new Forza Horizon game, which honestly has lost a little bit of momentum over the years. The first 3 were huge, and then 4 and 5 were kind of, people played them, but they kind of wish that they had a little bit more.
I'll just let it play in the background without audio.
So we got the official gameplay footage, which is a new video. It just came out last week, and it shows an awful lot of the locales and some of the cars that you can get in the game.
Yep.
And so tons of people have already gotten a chance to play it, and there are videos online of people and giving their impressions and everything. We are not popular enough to actually get an invite for that, so we don't know how it is to play. I do have some concerns.
Oh.
I bought Forza Horizon 5,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't like it at all. And I had
liked-
Forza Motorsport 7, and I liked it very much.
Mm-hmm.
You were going to say?
I bought Horizon 3 because it had the first Hot Wheels expansion pack. I bought an Xbox just for that. And I loved it. I played the hell out of it. Then I got 5, and you get into the game, and within the first 20 minutes of playing, you already have the list of cars that you ever wanted. And that's when I was like, okay, I have my stack of cars. I can set the difficulty to anything I want in any of the events. I can drive the whole thing now with that one car. Why would I?
It's kind of dumbed down, right? It's
Yeah.
made for 7-year-olds.
Yeah. A little, yeah. Pretty
Which
much.
is,
And it's sad. I want to see progression. I want to see challenge. And the game didn't feel challenging.
right. There was a big complaint when Gran Turismo came out that the game has too sharp of a learning curve and it turns off people. But the history of that game shows that that's not exactly the case. There's something enjoyable about having a game that you have to feel proud about figuring out how it all works.
Yeah.
And Forza kind of doesn't really
This-
understand that.
And I think
It's
that's
appeal.
exclusive to the Horizon stuff because the
Yeah.
Horizon is all of the car influencer life fantasy. Like the motorsports games, especially going back to the old ones, you start in crappy cars and you got to work up.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
and-
feel like Gran Turismo did it better, but I do agree with your
I will say
statement overall.
what they've done with this, the past games were always you were the guy who won the last tournament. No, you're already famous and you do all of these things that are great.
And you've got a
but,
Koenigsegg.
but now you are starting out, you need to qualify for the festival. So you start out as a nobody. You start out as a tourist in Japan, which I find kind of cheesy. It's the tourist in Japan. He's
Yeah,
going
some
to
of it's
see all
done for the fun of video game though,
Yeah.
because if it's too close to reality, it's not going to be fun as well.
One thing that's already in the chat: getting hit by a train is a very Japanese problem. It seems you can get hit by the Shinkansen in the train. On the map, you can go onto the train tracks, and then the Shinkansen will hit you, and you will just pew,
In real life, you can't do that. There are no crossings for the Shinkansen.
In real life, you can't also go with your car into a random shrine, but you can in the game.
I think it's Larry Chen. Did
Yep.
you see that? I think that they modeled that photographer after Larry Chen. I don't know any proof, but I think it was. Okay, so the locales look amazing, but I fear that that's really the only thing that we got. And I'm gonna a few other quick little points, and then I'm gonna give the mic to Grant to complain about Forza series. So the yellow license plates on any of the K cars was a nice little touch. Although I don't like the look of the license plates because they don't look Japanese enough.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of made to look Japanese, but they're so far off from what a Japanese license plate looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that plenty of the locations are real car enthusiast locations in Japan, and I think, Max, you've got a list of those that you can talk about later.
A little list, yeah.
And then otherwise, I have fears that it's just like this is the Japan version of our same game that we had previously, and that's where they spent all of their time. I'm a little bummed out that they don't have a whole bunch of unique, weird little Japanese cars that Japan is so famous for. Like we got, I don't know, we don't know exactly, but a handful of new cars, like 10 or 15, including like a Vivio, which is exactly the kind of car that I want. But if that's the only one, then yeah.
Yeah, it's reusing assets from previous games is still... That's not only exclusive to the Horizon series, though. Many different games do that. In fact, probably all of series games do that to some extent. But sometimes you just want more.
Grant.
Yeah, so I gotta set up my Forza bona fides first. Like, this is not just me hating on this game. This has been my game series for more than 20 years now. Like, I don't know how many hundreds of hours I have on the original Motorsport on Xbox, like the old one, Motorsport 2. Like, I have the cardboard standee from my local GameStop's Motorsports 2. I was top 1 or 2% in time attack on Xbox Live on Motorsports 4. Like, this is my jam. The Horizon series is all just asset flips now, and it makes me very sad. And especially, I was watching a breakdown on the customization aspect for 6, and it's all just the same copy-pasted stuff from the last game. Like, yes, they've changed the generic Forza branded aero bits a little bit, but like, it's all still the same stuff that's been around since Motorsports 2, since the Xbox 360. Like, there is basically no innovation happening other than the maps, it feels like, and that really bums me out.
Yeah.
I think the map was a big change, though. I like Forza Horizon 5, in my opinion, has a pretty dumpy map. Like, I didn't have fun playing around in it very much at all. There were a few key moments that I liked, but it just wasn't that good. But
Horizon 5,
this is Japan, and it looks great. Like, it has all these little come over the crest of a mountain and see this tiny little, growing rice community, and you can drive through it, and the city actually looks like a city.
the race tracks that you can
Forza
go.
Horizon 5, you could, like, if you were actually in there as a real person, you could walk across the city in 5 minutes.
Very small city, yeah. It felt like, oh, here's the city center. And then there's a bunch of random roads. Go drive. And with this, there is advertisement, which is AI. So, but with Forza Horizon, it's that's the 6 the maps. I think the map is the most important part.
Anything else to complain about? It's basically just that they're not doing enough, Grant?
Yeah, it's something I've been watching for the better part of 10 or 15 years now. Like, every Forza game, they don't add or change much with their cars. Like, it's all just coasting on what's always been there. So most of the car selection that you get in Horizon, at least all the ones I've played up until now, are still the ones that you were getting on the original Xbox in 2004. Like, there's not much expansion with that. And so it's just maps. And that disappoints me quite a bit.
I've got a lot to complain about, but I'm not going to make this a complaining episode. I thought that Forza Horizon is just... It's really not the type of game for me. Somebody in the comments section, I think Grego, said that this is sort of like a... I don't know what he called it, but like you just drive around and you chill out and zone out.
Feel good motoring.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
That makes sense.
I don't want to do that when I play a game. And there were just... I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it. Maybe someday I will. Real life road areas.
Just very quickly, this is the map. It's huge. We have almost everything from the original Mount Akina / Haruna,
Initial D road.
the initial D road. It's missing the end piece, like the long sweeping corners towards the parking area here. So it cuts off right.
But it
about
has
here.
the 5 hairpins.
Yeah, it's almost 1-to-1.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool that they added that in, and they haven't even been talking about that. It's just for you to find out,
Yeah,
or for the community to find out, which they very quickly did.
I think this is Nico Circuit.
Oh, it totally is. Oh, that's so cool. I was wondering, like, so I even typed that. Is there any real life circuits that they're emulating in this? Because I thought they would put in Tsukuba or something like that, and they put in Nico, which I guess makes sense because people like to drift.
Yeah, and then this here is Ebisu Higashi.
Okay, yeah.
And then what else? I think those were the two. And then you have this island racetrack here, which sort of, at least for vibes, resembles the Magigawara Club, like the race club in
The one they put in the mountains.
Chiba. Yeah, it's not the same layout though. It's different. And then you have the Hakone Nanamagari Pass, which is the 7 consecutive hairpins here.
Oh, yeah.
And above that, you have the 2 big hairpins, which are a part of the prefectural route number 1 in Hakone.
Ah, cool.
So this is also like a almost 1-to-1 thing. Suzuka is somewhere in there, I think. Is this supposed to be Suzuka Circuit?
Doesn't look like it.
There's no like bigger circuit that I've seen, at least I don't think. Yeah.
I think Suzuka would be a little bit of a bold move, though, because it's such a high-level circuit that if they didn't get the actual license for it, Suzuka would be like, hey, guys, what are you doing here?
If it's,
Our circuit is worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I think Nico, it's just some guys in a forest in Japan that own a racetrack.
People were debating if this was Tsukuba short course, but it looks more like it's Nico circuit, especially since
to me
in the
it looks
mountains.
like Nico.
Yeah, that's
Grego, Daikoku is in the game, like almost 1-to-1.
yeah, it is down here.
Except they pulled the curbs out so you can drive through it completely instead of going through the lanes.
Yeah. I think it's very cool. I'm very excited. I don't have an Xbox. I don't have a PC, so I need to wait for the PlayStation release.
Yeah, we were thinking about doing something on the release of it, but I'm not sure. The internet's going to be full of other stuff, so we'll just get drowned in there. And we'd have to like buy a Xbox in
or
order to do it.
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of thing. I've just got an old Switch that I've had for 8 years. Okay, so
Wait, Zaid is saying, I can't wait to drive a taxi and it gets stuck at night. Good reference.
Okay, so I have long thought that the Forza Horizon series is not the right kind of game for me, and I have put together my thoughts into a list of how I would change Forza Horizon to make it a game that is more suitable for me. And before we get into this, I want to full-heartedly admit that I do not think that they would sell at all, because I'm the
Okay.
only person who would want to play this game.
Can I interrupt you just for a second because I want to talk about a comment?
Yeah.
Grego, give me Crazy Taxi Tokyo. Play the Yakuza games. There is one Crazy Taxi thing. The Infinite Wealth does it on a taxi. It has the same graphics and everything like Crazy Taxi, but in... Anyway, continue.
That is cool, though. Okay, so first to begin with, it needs to have a lower scope. Like, Forza Horizon is like, oh, surprise, you get to drive all of the world's best cars. That's enjoyable to a 7-year-old. But to me, I want to drive all of the crappy cars instead of all of the amazing cars. And so this, think like the story of it is more like Initial D. And so it's just like you're in a town of like 200,000 people and you got to become the best in your town. And you don't even know who's the best. You just start out and you bump into people and you race them and stuff like that.
So more story to it, right?
Yeah. It's right, like an open world game that has a story. I don't really like the festival system that Horizon does because honestly, it has a feeling of like street takeovers. It's like doing donuts in my car is so fucking cool. Sorry for the swearing.
There was the swear word.
But to me, that's that car culture. Maybe I've been in Japan for too long, but is nerdy, and you should embrace the nerdiness of car culture. I think that to me makes much more sense than try to be cool in a car. So this takes place in 2010, and the date of it actually matters a lot. Most cars that were made after that time aren't that great, and they got too fast and less fun as a result of that. And if it starts in 2010 and you were to make the prices accurate to the actual price of the cars, you've got all the 80s and 90s cars at extremely low prices, so they can be your starters.
Yeah.
I want all of your starter cars to be in
Bad condition.
very bad condition. I want the cars to have like rust on them and something's broken with them and you got to pay to get it fixed. Just like in real life, when you're becoming a car enthusiast and you grew up
Not having money.
not having very much money, your first car was $500, but like this was your car, and you maybe became a car enthusiast because you had to fix your own car. And you had to figure it out, and your friends were doing the same things, and you didn't have enough money for wheels. You had enough money to get it running, and then like if you saved enough money, then you could maybe get an air intake or something like that.
I already have great suggestions in the chat.
Also, incidentally, I don't know if anybody said in the chat yet, there's a game called My Summer Car that is basically this.
Okay.
Oh, I heard. Yeah.
I'll continue because I don't want to lose track of how my train of thought's going.
You start off with a job at PCA, and you need to save up to get your first car.
This is Jacob's life right now. And so the modifying of your car needs to take precedence over the buying of new cars, because usually in the Forza games you win a race and it gives you enough money to modify 80% of what you can possibly do in your car. And maybe something's a little expensive. You can do 3 races and you can get an engine swap, but that to me ruins a lot of the progression in it. You need to feel like, oh, I'm gonna make waves once I get those new tires, just like in real life. Somebody might feel like that. All of my friends on the toge are so much faster than me, but I've gotten the new tires now, and I'm going to shine, and I've been waiting for this. And the game needs to have that sort of energy again.
That is the reason why I still enjoy playing Need for Speed Underground 2. You start off with a really slow, crappy car, and then you make, $150 per race? But a front bumper is like $300 or $600?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I've done this race. I can buy a front bumper now. So then you have a Peugeot 106 with a front bumper.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Right.
And I think
that's the energy we need.
Yeah.
And then because like if you buy a car that's old enough or cheap enough, then it's going to have rust on it. And if you don't want to rock around in a rusty car, then you're going to have to paint it. And these things should take away from, like, should I get paint and not be embarrassing? Or should I modify the car?
To get faster.
And like maybe people aren't going to take you seriously and aren't going to race you if your car is too dumpy. Like, oh, your car is rusty and crappy. Well, you don't get a chance to race with me. Meanwhile, he's like a low-level guy that nobody even really knows, but he's all calling you dumb because your car sucks.
Oh, and then there's like...
And like mufflers should fall off of your car, like what happens to me all the time. Like I've had it happen to me 4 times in my life.
Oh.
And then your car is just suddenly extremely loud, and then you have to buy another exhaust, or you get a VI or something like that.
Damage carrying over between races. Deliver pizza for cash.
That's right. So this is another one, and this is something that I can't square up with a good game. Like, so if you get in a car accident, you have to pay for your car. If anything in your car wears out, like you have an old car with high mileage and your engine goes bad, you have to pay to get that fixed. And then you can either take it to a shop, but you don't have money for that. So at the beginning, like later you can take it to a shop, but at the beginning, your car is now down for a week because you're fixing it yourself.
Would it be like what was that game that we all played, where it's like in like each day something happens and then you go to sleep, and the later you go to sleep, the less energy you have for the next day?
Oh, there are a lot of Japanese games like that.
Yeah.
Like the Japanese
we're
role-playing
just
games.
throwing every game into this.
Yeah,
Nice.
and we can make this too. We'll just hire somebody to make this, our version of it, where we can play it and everyone else can piss off. Full damage models instead of the stupid textures that you get on cars to emulate scratches on there, and as realistic as possible.
So we take Beam and G.
Yeah, so that you don't go and do stupid things all the time in your car. Like in a real car, you're not going to be like, I got to take a jump off of this cliff that would completely destroy
Need for Speed
my
Pro
car.
Street had that. You need to pay to fix your car for the next race.
And Armored Core had that too. Like that sort of like mech type development I want to bring into the like a car game.
That's a good idea, yeah.
And then
FR Legends is a phone game. It's like a drifting phone game, very cartoonish.
yeah.
And when you drift, like your bumpers fall off, you damage the car. And then you have two options to fix it. You can do the zip tie fix, which is very cheap to do, or the full fix.
Yeah.
And with the zip ties, you just barely touch anything and everything falls apart again.
Perfect.
Which is
so
really
that's
fun.
that's my literal next comment is you can choose to just keep the damages on your car and rock around like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can pay to fix it. But again, if your car is too dumpy, people aren't going to race you.
Yeah.
And then there needs to be an insurance system so that you don't have an issue where you've got a dumpy car and you're like, hey, that guy's got a McLaren. I'm jealous. I'll go run into him and damage his car, and then he'll have to pay for that. So there has to be
Right.
some way
Yep.
that online doesn't allow that.
Mm-hmm.
And engine swaps. Horizon, big problem with the way that they do it. Oh, pay $5,000 and you can put like
A V10 in your Mini.
right, a BMW V10 in whatever car that you want. So it needs to be reasonable, and someone needs to put the thought into what engines can actually literally fit. And then if you want to put a bigger engine than what can actually fit, you're going to have to do a full customization, which is ungodly expensive, but then you might be the only person who has something that unique and cool.
Hound Dog says this game is no longer an escape; it is reality. But yeah, software
And-
developers, listen, this is free ideas.
You start with a garage that you have to pay rent on that can fit your car in it. And if you want to have more cars, you have to get bigger garages that you have to pay higher rent on in order to...
Or you buy, but those would be ungodly expensive, I guess.
I suppose, yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So the biggest problem that this is trying to fix is that with many of these racing games, and Forza Horizon included, there just isn't value in a lot of what you do in the game. There are 450 different events that you can do, but every event might as well be the same event because it's like, oh, here is this event and you're on dirt. Here is this event and you're on the road. You win this and you get a car that's worth $200,000. It's just like
That's my
the
biggest
value
complaint.
of cars completely goes away.
I think the difference is, especially with the Horizon games, those are basically a power fantasy. Like, that's the whole point of it. You have whatever you want. You drive whatever you want. Everything's open and free, and you can do whatever with all the amazing
So
stuff
if
you can never
everyone
actually
has
have.
superpowers, nobody is a superhero.
Yeah, so what you're looking for is, like, a work simulator kind of an equivalent.
And it is true. This is as accurate as you can to real life because real life gives you these things. Unless you are a millionaire or a trust fund baby, you have to work for the things that you have, and you can appreciate them better as a result.
It's not only a real life simulator, it's like a time machine to a different time to simulate how it was.
It would have
being
to
a
be
car
played
guy.
up very much because there's so much nostalgia for the 90s cars, but they're so expensive that nobody can actually feel that anymore.
Hmm.
And 2010 was the perfect time when all the 90s, like Pulsar GTI R for $1,000.
Yes, please. Okay, let's continue so we get to questions and have more than 5 minutes for them.
The Ken Mary Skyline, we talked about it last week. Very rare GTR version of the Ken Mary. Only 197 of them ever made. One of them came up for auction, and it didn't sell. And that's understandable. But what the seller wants for his car is absurd, hence why it didn't sell. He wanted 61 million yen, which is nearly 500,000 US dollars. Actually, no, it's more like 400,
400,000.
but still.
By the way, Spaghetti Software said that he is developing games.
Ooh, make my game. You'll go bankrupt. The previous record for a Skyline GTR for the Ken Mary, I looked this up, and one sold in 2020 for 47 million yen. So we're now
So much money.
50% more expensive in 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like 47 million yen was a lot in 2020, like maybe overpaid.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very rare car, but it just doesn't have the history of the Hakosuka.
So people who buy it are buying it because it's rare.
So that, yeah, like it
Yeah.
might as well be a portfolio.
383,000 yen, dollars at current conversion.
And that's all I really have to say about that. The other car that we talked about, the Celica with the Altezza drivetrain and engine and everything.
Are we allowed to say the prices?
I'm allowed to say the prices.
Okay.
2.3 million yen, 2.35 million yen, which seems reasonable. First generation Celica looks so good. And then a modern drivetrain. Very nice.
3 SGs. Awesome.
Okay. And the last comment. Do you want to talk about this
In
one?
November of 2025, reviews were taken down on Google Maps. So when you guys probably remember this, we asked you to write some reviews on Google because it helps us as the company to stick out more. And then Google at some day was like, oh, we're going to remove 8 reviews.
So we had I thought we had like 20 something reviews on there, and now we only have 8.
Yeah, it was quite, we had 20.
More than 20. I think that we were up in the high 20s, like 28 reviews or something like that. And then Google all of a sudden was like, F you guys, we're going to cut them. And we have no idea why they did it, because they didn't send us an email or anything. And these were all authentic reviews with pictures of the
Gregor
cars
said,
that we
I
exported.
spent time writing that. So before you just panic, go onto the Google review page and write everything again. We opened a case with Google to reinstate that and hope that will do something.
Yeah.
But
I do fear if we say, hey, everyone go rewrite your reviews, then Google will be like, oh, that's probably what happened is so many reviews happened in a short amount of time. They probably thought it was bots. And
then I feel like Google, in their terms of service, they say the reviews should accurately represent the location and the company. But since there are a lot of pictures of cars imported in the USA, so it's a business registered in Japan, but there's also just pictures of cars in the USA, Google is probably like...
You think the AI can be like, we know this car is not in Japan?
I don't know.
I think more so they would have like, oh, we know that this person is in the USA. Why is this Japanese company getting a lot of reviews from another country?
We don't know. We have the case opened, so we are looking into it, and we will see. So don't panic, write any reviews at the moment.
If you haven't written a review for us, it might be okay to write one, but
yes.
maybe wait a week.
Yeah.
We should give review tickets, and we can like, oh, here's a ticket for review, but you have to wait until we tell you it's okay to do the review, because we want to gradually roll these out.
Yeah, we also are not allowed to meddle with reviews, and all of the companies who do like, hey, you get a discount if you give us 5 stars, it's also not allowed with Google.
It's not something we want to do either.
No. Okay.
Next segment is the question segment. We got 2 questions for the comments of last show, so we'll jump into those now.
Yes.
If you do have extra questions for us for today, then post them in the chat, and we will get to those after these 2.
15 minutes, roughly. Ollie Brown from the last show has asked, I was wondering if people ever buy multiple cars and ship them in shipping containers. What would be the difference than shipping the same number of cars using roll on, roll off? Thanks. Keep up the good work.
Perfect question. So, Mr. Ollie Brown, you didn't tell us which country that you're in, so I can't give you an answer of if it will be cheaper. So it's highly dependent on which country that you are in and how much Ro-Ro shipping costs, how much container shipping costs. We can look into it for you, and we can get you a quote if you want that sort of thing. But generally speaking, we don't even need to get to a quote because we've already crossed that bridge with many different countries. And we will just say Ro-Ro is better or container is better if you've got enough cars for that. The issue, though, the words that are not spoken, the read between the lines words, is that container adds a lot of difficulty to it. And if you aren't experienced in importing cars or purchasing cars from Japan, it might not be a good idea to jump into doing containers right from the beginning, because you're now taking on more questionable things. You don't know if like container for one can damage cars at a higher level. Container can jump in prices severely, like it can double in price in a couple of months just because containers are always fluctuating a lot more in price. You need to have 4 cars to ship by container to make it worth it, and if you aren't very good at buying cars, then buying 4 cars in 1 or 2 weeks might be really tricky to do. And it might end up with you getting a car that is of worse condition than you want, because you should really be more careful until your skills are high enough to anticipate what can go wrong. there are a bunch of other reasons why when you really need to know, every once in a while when your container lands, the port will be like, hey, how would you like to pay $2,500 for inspections on this container? They do random inspections on containers, and you just have to pay the $2,500. And in that case, it's not probably going to be cheaper to do containers. So you can ask us for your specific detail. I would recommend to be like someone who's already bought 10 plus cars in the past, so you have a really good solid understanding of how everything works. So then when you do containers, then you can understand these little differences at a much easier level.
Mm-hmm. There's Hound Dog said, my dad imported his first vehicle via container, showed up with extra damages that he wasn't expecting. And that's I think a common misconception that we talked about in the last show too, that containers can get you would think it's safe inside a container, but
yeah, in our experience, it's not so safe. I do wonder why, Mr. Hound Dog, that your dad imported a single car in a container, because that's absurd to do. That's like Ro might be $1,500 and a single container would be $6,000.
If you can
depending on which country, of course.
If you can combine it with parts, I think it would be worth it at some point. But yeah,
how many parts can you get for $4,500 in shipping?
Yeah,
like you're taking on a whole new thing if you're trying to fill the value void with parts.
The exporter was sending multiple customers' cars in the same container to the same port.
Right. I wonder if that was Brave Auto that was doing that, because I know that he used to do that way back in the day. Like shared containers. Shared containers can cause some issues too. We've done a bit of that. We've dabbled in it, but we generally don't do that because most of the ports we ship to regularly, it's not even worth it. It's cheaper to do Ro-Ro.
Okay, so next question then. Kevin Hill, after doing a bit of reading, and if I understand the recent sold prices and your costs, would 5 to 6K USD be reasonable to be able to buy and import a nice Mercedes E320 Wagon to the east coast of the USA?
The answer for this question is not a chance in hell. You do not get those cars for that price. And I would like to know more information, Mr. Kevin Hill, about how you figured these prices, because there's some oversight in the prices that you're understanding in the past sales. Perhaps you're finding all E320 wagons and then lining them up by price and looking at the very cheapest one without knowing that it has a blown engine. But these cars are $15,000 to $20,000, so 4 to 5 times more expensive than you said. The E-Class, after the E500 with a V8 version built by Porsche for Mercedes-Benz came out, it became very expensive. Nowadays they're $50,000 to import. When those became so expensive, people started looking at the lower spec versions of the same cars, and the station wagon, being rarer and kind of a very cool looking station wagon, certainly has some appeal, and so the prices got very expensive. And now they're old enough that the bottom condition ones are very, very badly in need of tens of thousands of dollars in restoration, and so therefore they're cheaper. And this might convince you that, oh, this one looks okay in the pictures and it sold for $3,000.
Yep.
It's probably way worse than you think that it is. And it's not a cheap car to restore in any way. And we found, Grant found one, grade 4 with 80,000 kilometers on it, and it sold for 4.1 million yen. So landed in the USA, that's $35,000, $40,000, maybe 45.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yep, that's not within the 5 to 6K.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And I think that plenty of people struggle to really understand how prices work and what to expect with prices, especially as new buyers. And that's completely fine, because if you do have these questions, that's what our sales reps are here for. They spend a lot of time doing that and can really help.
Okay. Thank you for your answer, and thank you for the question. Before we started the show today, there were a lot of questions already in the chat from people who said, hey, I can't join today, but here's a question. So we're going to go through them. Mr. Gularoo is here. What is everyone's favorite color for vehicles? Or alternatively, what's the most underrated color in your opinion? I love green, but I also think brown is super underrated.
There's a joke that car guys love brown cars, but only car guys like them.
Favorite color's got to be yellow. I love a yellow car.
It's highly dependent on the type of car that it is, because some cars, in my opinion, don't like. I love white cars. I don't think it looks good at all on my Corolla. I think it looks terrible.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't. Yeah.
So to me, if it's just like which color without throwing in a car there, I have to say white. I like the crispness of a white car.
I would say like a dark navy blue metallic.
Wow, that's a rare color.
Underrated color? I don't know.
It depends on what it's on again.
Yeah, I would love to see more splashy colors again.
I think that we are doing that, especially with K cars. You're seeing a lot of like pinks, bright yellows, bright greens.
Yeah, I like the gray on my car, but if I take pictures, it blends into the road, and that's
And white doesn't do that.
yeah, white is very good too.
But when I see your car in person, I'm like, I love that color, because you see Altezas in the light silver all the time,
yeah,
and like you see them in white fairly frequently, but you never see them in your color.
yeah,
And
the
it's
gray is
I really
kind of-
like it when it's an OEM color that's rather rare, and you're like, ooh, I like the car, but I like it even more because you never see it in that color.
I do agree. Sometimes brown is a nice color too.
It's a daring color, I would say.
Yeah. Then Hound Dog asked a question as well. Are there any good or annoying driver habits that you notice in Japan that differ from where you grew up?
Yeah, the drivers in Japan are way better than my city in Canada. I think it's no question at all. Grant, what were you going to say?
I do think this is more of a Tokyo thing in particular from what I've heard, but the whole like the first 5 seconds of any red light are optional.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
God, yes.
When I do that, when I run a yellow light a little bit late, my wife is always like, "You're really turning Japanese, aren't you?" But in terms of like getting into car accidents is very rare here in comparison to in North America. It is absurdly high in North America. There's almost no drinking and driving here.
Mm-hmm.
And like I used to deliver pizzas. Friday night, you would see drunk drivers all over the road. I don't think I've ever seen one here. I've seen a little bit of people not paying attention while they're driving, which is an issue everywhere, of course. But I feel so safe on the road here in anything that I drive.
Yeah. What's gotten me the most is speed limits. I'm not saying this because
you're not used to them.
No. Speed limits here are also a suggestion. Do you see anyone?
Especially on the highway.
It's way worse in Canada.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Like the highway, I was to Shizuoka. There was a section of the highway that is limited to 120. Everyone was doing 160. And it's like
I find 20 kilometers an hour is the regular. 20 kilometers an hour over is the regular speed limit here, and you're generally okay. If you can get pulled over at that speed, but it's the speed that pretty much everyone kind of adheres to, and then maybe like less than 5% of the drivers will speed over that.
So when I grew up in Germany, that was also the case. Like the fines for the 20 over, up until the 20 over, were kind of like, okay, I can pay this. This is okay. They recently changed that, so if you go 1 kilometer over, it already starts to hurt.
Wow, that sucks.
And yeah.
Actually, no. I do have a huge pet peeve about this that has just reminded myself of. People who don't buckle up their kids in the second row.
God.
I have seen so many 8-year-olds who are about to be projectile launched through a windshield.
I just think that these are the parents that don't like their kids very much. Like, it is so popular here to see the back of a Alphard or something, and the kids just, pressed up face against the back window, waving at people. That's how it is. One other thing is road rage here. It happens every once in a while, but it is super rare compared to Canada. Like we went back to Canada for 10 days not too long ago, like last year or something, and we had 2 examples of road rage, and both of them the other person was in the wrong.
Oh boy.
Like people are just angry.
I dislike taxi drivers.
Oh, in Japan, they're like missiles here.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm going in. You look where you're gonna brake. Yeah. Ice GTB has asked, what are your favorite movies that are not car movies? Grant strikes me as a Marley and Me kind of guy. Max is probably a fan of Titanic too. And Derek is probably just into nature documentaries with David Attenborough.
Funny.
Non-car.
I honestly don't watch a lot of movies, but I have found that I like pretty much everything made by Christopher Nolan. And I recently, this is like in the last 5 years or so, I've started to really, really hate anything that I'm going to use the term that Grant used, anything power fantasy.
I agree.
I just like it, and this is why Fast and the Furious really doesn't do it for me anymore. Because my son loves Venom, I watched Venom 1 and Venom 2 recently, and I was like, I can barely make it through this. This is just like so like, and I get it, these are like escapism type of movies, but like for me it's just like this reminds me of so much of the type of person that I am not.
Yeah.
Like the jokes aren't good and like
Very flat.
Right.
Like everything basically.
It's almost like you're not watching it for any reason.
I did like Interstellar still.
Oh yeah.
To this day, Interstellar was great. I'm a huge fan of the Back to the Future trilogy. It's, I don't know, they just do it for me. And then there was this Man from Earth, was like a 50-minute film. It's only talking in like a living room about things, and it stayed with me. It was a guy who doesn't die, and he's talking about that to his friends for the first time.
Huh, sounds interesting.
And it's just like the production of it is so simple, but the storytelling and the writing is so good. It just stayed with me ever since, and I don't know, it's a very unknown thing, but it's a good movie, I think.
Cool. I really liked Wicked. I watched both of them recently within the last year, and I incredibly liked it. I thought it was like, for one, I found that I like musicals more than I thought that I would. I did grow up on Disney movies, so maybe it's a part of me, but I really, really love the idea of a alternate interpretation of a story that everybody knows. I think there's like a video game that came out probably a couple of decades ago, which was like if the Nazis won World War II, and it showed like a alternate reality version.
Man in the High Tower?
I don't know.
That's the TV show.
That's a
Wolfenstein
TV show?
is the game series.
Ah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think the idea of alternate realities is incredibly
It's kind of cool,
incredibly fun.
Yeah.
By the way,
name was-
props to the people
Yes.
mentioning the Andy Weir movies in chat. Big fan of those. The books were both great. Yeah,
Mr.
Martian
Gulliver
and
is right
Project
about
Hail
the
Mary.
David Suzuki. He was my jam because I grew up in Canada.
Okay, some quick questions. BMX Kelowna, how come some of the other exporters, when you search for vehicles, that's the sentence, a lot more auction houses show up than when you search on Pacific Coast?
Right. It's because we cut out any of the cars that aren't auctions. So the feed,
Right.
is all the exporters pay for the same feed. The feed comes in and it's got the auction cars and it's got the one price cars, which are like buy from a dealer type of car. And we never ever sold the one price cars because they're much more expensive than the auction cars. And the type of business that we do is auction buying for people who want to get the lowest price cars. And it just got incredibly annoying to be like, nope, that one's not an auction car. It's a dealer car. You'll pay more for it. It's not
They're
a good
mixed
deal.
within.
The auction inspection sheet's not trustworthy to the same level as the regular auctions. I can't give you a quote on the transport because it's at the dealer lot right now. Like, all of this stuff takes time and effort to try to train customers on, and it just, because nobody was buying them because of the various reasons, it's just not as good. So we just directed anyone who wants to buy from dealers to the Japanese dealer sites where you can find the cars that are potentially even closer to retail spec. These business to business dealer cars I find are quite a risk, because if these people thought that they were proper retail spec, then they would sell them in retail. Instead, they're trying to make a deal without prepping them for retail or whatnot. I don't know. It's just a feeling that I have. And my experience with them shows that that's the case too. They tend to not be that good of cars.
XT Media, how much was that video you did on the Estate V shipped to Canada? Are the Estate Gs with the 2JZ FSE considerably cheaper?
They are considerably cheaper if you don't have the turbo. We can't tell you how much that one sold for, but probably pretty high. Those estate wagons have become insanely expensive. Like purchase prices, and Grant, you can tell if I'm wrong. Purchase prices for those turbo ones, like 1 million to 1.5 million yen.
You're lucky if you can do it for 1 million. You're looking at more like 1.2 or so, up to like almost 2.5 on the highest end now.
2.5 on the highest end?
Yeah.
I mean, it is a 1JZ in a very gorgeous looking car. It's well built and a very good vehicle, but my God, our price is getting
What
pricey.
I would say, if you're feeling squeezed by the price on the turbo ones, get the non-turbo 1J version. It still drives fantastic, and like, if you care about clout, yeah, I guess it's not as good, but man, they're great cars, and like, under 600,000.
That cheap, eh?
Yeah.
Like half price.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like we're past time now, so we should probably wrap it up.
Yep.
And so why don't we put on our beat, and then we can freestyle.
The outro, which we still don't have a timer for. Wait.
Yeah, we need to make a note for putting a timer onto it.
Yeah, I
so
always
that we know
not
when
made
it's coming.
made a note. Okay. Here's the timer. 30 seconds, I think.
It comes in at 30 seconds.
I think it's 30 seconds.
Okay, I'm looking at the timer now. We'll just be silently looking here at the screen.
Yeah. Thank you for joining today. I hope you
See
enjoyed
you guys.
the tier list.
We will come back next week with a show that we know is going to get more viewers. Because the tier list, people just don't click on that.
Yeah.
That was,
okay.
a little bit of a swing.
Yeah. Thank you. See you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Well, goodbye. So long, cause we really gotta go. See you next week on the cool JDM show.
But Abs,
What up?
I got so much on my plate.
Man, relax. Let me demonstrate. Put your headphones on and start multitasking. Listen to the show while running some laps. Then stretching your calves. Then go have a bath. Then let the cat out. Then let the cat back in. Then let it back out again. Then let
Yeah,
it...
we can move on from the cat thing, Abs. I get it.
Oh, really? Then get this, Mr. Smartass. You can also listen while attending an art class.
Damn, Abs, you did it again.
Yeah. Just don't forget to tell a friend. The cool JDM show, the coolest around. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell the whole damn town. Tell the doctor, tell the nurse, tell the secretary, tell the librarian in the library. Tell the cop trying to give you a speeding ticket.
Officer, the cool JDM show, don't miss it.
To which you'll reply, you're free to go, cause that podcast is so unbelievable.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna tell everyone that I know
To tune in to the cool JDM show.